Hello guys, I hope y'all are doing well. Today I wanted to make a video related to software development burnout, and I believe it's more important than before to talk about this topic because everyone is being drowned by the AI topics and AI news and everything related to sort of software advancements. I feel like we don't talk about that sort of human part enough, which one of those things can be burnout. So yeah, I'm going to talk about different types of burnout, how to deal with them, and how I've been able to deal with burnout that isn't as serious as, for example, burnout from a bad job, but burnout that can happen over time, or that more like natural burnout of things that after a long time you may feel kind of burned out. So yeah, that'll be the topic for today. I feel like there are two types of burnout, and the first one and the more serious one that cannot be taken lightly will be job burnout. Many people experience burnout from different sources, and one of those that are very common is work. Job related burnout can be harder to deal with using the practices I will share later in this video, but I wanted to mention it anyway. At some jobs, burnout can come from excessive workloads, unrealistic deadlines, lack of control, poor communication, or a toxic company culture. If your burnout comes from one or more of those factors, the tips I'll give later won't really help or won't fully help. What can help in this case is speaking directly with your manager about the specific issues making you feel burned out. If that doesn't work, go to HR. And if that still doesn't work, it may be time to start looking for another job. None of the other tips I'll share can fix job related burnout like this. Sure, it can help it, but because your work is tied to your main source of income, it's not something you can just take lightly or fully help with the other tips I'm going to share next, which are for burnout from other sources. So now, if the burnout you're feeling doesn't come directly from your job, or is not tied to things like chronic stress from heavy workloads or deadlines, but more of a general quote-unquote overtime burnout from just coding consistently over the years, that's a different story. So here are the tips that have helped me tremendously. Whenever I do them or follow them, I find myself excited to start just my work days or even hop onto my Linux system to make progress on personal projects. The tip number one is to always take vacations. I can't stress enough how important it is to take 3 to 4 day breaks, or even better, a full week off, since vacations can improve overall happiness and help you come back to work refreshed and much more efficient. Personally, I like visiting new places, which really allows me to disconnect from work. Short 1 to 2 day breaks don't always give the same mental reset, so please, if possible, aim for longer vacations, of course with your manager's approval and within the legal range of vacations given. I'm lucky that my manager encourages us to live our lives first, because work is work, but life always comes first. And yeah, once again, try your best to disconnect or to stay as far away as possible from your workplace, because for example, let's say you take a 1 day or 2 day break, but you're actually like gaming, for example, work at home and play at the PC, then you're basically on the same place you are working, so you won't really fully disconnect and won't feel as refreshed as if you were, for example, take a flight or visit a new place from your country, for example. So yeah, always take the vacations. Don't be that person that never takes vacations, because vacations themselves first help you be more efficient and then helps the company receive better work, rather than someone who hasn't taken any vacations and is just doing the bare minimum every day due to burnout. So yeah, please always take vacations. Tip number 2, which is to have hobbies and not just gaming. Please, as developers, we already spend the entire day sitting. So if your only hobby is gaming, that just means more sitting. Try looking for active or creative hobbies instead. For example, I enjoy solving cubes like this, going to the gym, creating content like this channel, and even building with Lego. Though I think Lego more as a quote-unquote reward, since it's not exactly cheap. But the point is, hobbies pull your mind away from programming and your computer and give you something else to look forward to, which makes life way more exciting and prevent you from that hideous burnout. And the third and last tip I have is to code different things. If you're curious about front-end development, back-end development, AI, cloud services, game dev, or anything else that is new, find ways to explore those new areas or interests within programming, either at work or in side projects. Because if you only code these same kinds of things every day, it will get stale over time. For example, if you are a cloud developer, you might always be stuck on that AWS page. Or if you are a front-end dev, you're always working with HTML, CSS, and the same sort of scripting. But yeah, some changes, some complexities here and there, but it's always sort of the same sort of space and logic for the most of it. So that repetition can get boring fast and eventually make you feel burned out. But by branching out into new areas, you keep learning, you stay motivated, and prevent burnout from that repetition. It not only helps your career, but also keeps your work fun and meaningful, which prevents burnout. So yeah, those were the tips and the topic and what I wanted to talk about today. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. Also, if you have tips of your own, that could be really helpful if you leave them in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and all in the next one. Bye.